the same plants over in here, except for this area where we have a this is a ligustrum japonica texanum. So ligustrums are trees that could be 30 feet tall, but the texanum only grows to about 8 to 10 feet tall, sometimes 12. So we have these here just as behind the redwoods to screen this out to grow up to the fence. And we talked about adding additional ones of these. Again, it's the ligustrum japonica, and it's really important, it's the japonica texanum. So Japanese ligustrum from Texas. So just so you remember that. And they're really fast growing, even if you got 1 gallon plants. If Francisco comes back later and we had little groupings of 3 and 2 and 3 along the fence here, those are growing really fast. And we decided not to have a big row growing right down the fence because we already have some down there. But I'll show you as we move up a little bit where we can plant some of those for screening.
So I have a question. When we plant these new ones, do we automatically have to add these tubings to it?
You will. You will have to add the irrigation, and Francisco knows how to do that.
Okay.
These are blueberries right here. You can see this is already flowering right now, so it's kind of...
Can we eat this?
Oh, yeah,
Look
you
at
can.
that.
Yeah.
Daddy,
There you go.
you like blueberries.
First blueberry. So we have a few of these, and they're all different cultivars, so they cross-pollinate better, and they're all edible. So there's one in here that's evergreen, and then a lot of the other ones will lose their leaves in the wintertime. So, but they do get a nice fall color, that red coming in here as well. So keep your eyes out for those and enjoy the fruit. Again, there's another ficus vine or a fig vine. These are the magnolias, little russet magnolias that'll grow fairly tall and about 10 feet wide. They'll have the flowers in this. Yeah, these don't smell quite as much as the other ones though, but these are the southern magnolias. They do have the leaf litter, so these are going to be dropping down to the ground. There's a little bit of work keeping that clean, but in areas like this in the back, even though you have the rosemary here, it'll grow 6 feet tall, and this can grow up to be 5 or 6 feet tall. Having some more of those Texas ligustrums in the back just planted here will help to really buffer that. But again, we're trying to have kind of a layered quilted planting scheme, so it's not just big straight lines. So again, little groupings here. That'll fill up in here, but we could, right here between the redwoods and this magnolia, we could probably add another 3. And instead of maybe 1, 2, 3 on a row, it might be more triangulated. So there's 2 right up against the fence and 1 that's maybe 2 feet further away or 3 feet further away from the fence. So it becomes a little more interesting. They'll grow into one big blob later on, but then it won't look like a hedge. And again, very little pruning is needed for those. This is a princess flower. Nice texture on the leaves, the blue flowers. These will flower almost all year round. Not a whole lot you need to do, but as these grow up, if they're really thriving, then you could treat it almost like a small tree and keep the branches down below clear, just prune that. But other than that, not a whole lot of pruning you need to do. Even the the flowers, when they're dead, they'll just fall off. You don't need to do any work.
I forget what this one is.
This is the Laura petalum. See, with these little white flowers there?
Okay.
And so we have rock roses here again. We have the Australian bluebells again. The Laura petalum again here. This is a purple Laura petalum. See those purple flowers? And then these are the white flowers, but it's the same plant. Okay? Redwood trees are going to grow up in due time. Here we have an escallonia, as well as over there, that'll just grow up and about 8 to 10 feet and just fill up that up as a big shrub. Rock rose here, the variegated kiwis here. We have, those are the Texas ligustrums in the back there. We have, again, another matching southern magnolia. These are the blueberries, the same thing down here. This one, I can't remember if this is the one that was a little struggling beforehand, but I think we'll look in the springtime. I think you should see new growth coming out in the springtime.
Is this what you mean that we have to cut off? Because this is turning green.
This is, yeah, I would cut this back.
So the things that are not variegated in colors needs to be cut off, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe
I'll bet
Yeah.
you could.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So here again, this is myopterum, which will create a really nice green carpet in here. Again, it'd take a little while to fill that in, but that should fill in nicely over time. We have the 3 princess flowers. I think they struggled a little bit at the beginning with irrigation, but all of them look like they'll be doing fine. I think in the springtime
Good.
they'll come back with a vengeance. The roses here again will need a little pruning, and they'll probably in time start to kind of grow over some of this myopterum here, and that's okay. We'll just let them, may the stronger plant win. The myopterum will grow then in the other direction if that's the case.